Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, Jess don't do no lying.
Jess is gonna bring you numbers.
Jess With The Mess, I need it's real.
On The Breakfast Club.
I know they know the difference. Keep it a stack.
Okay, former Boeing employee found dead. So Josh Barnett, a former employee of Boeing, was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. His body was found in a car in a hotel parking lot. This is the news reports.
Tonight, a Boeing whistleblower now dead from an apparent suicide only days after his lawyer says he'd been deposed. John Barnett worked for Boeing for 32 years and was involved in a lawsuit alleging serious safety concerns with the 787 Dreamliner and retaliation from the company. His lawyers say Barnett was in very good spirits, and we didn't see any indication he would take his own life. But police in South Carolina say he died Saturday from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. His body found inside a car in a hotel parking lot. Since that incident, a 6-week FAA review of the Boeing production line has raised new concerns. The New York Times reporting Boeing failed 33 of 89 audits.
Well, there's always going to be suspicion around a whistleblower killing themselves, right?
Absolutely. After his retirement, he came forward and he took to TikTok. He made a TikTok video and it was very, very specific. He was like basically saying that they are a Build-A-Bear company. They have faulty wires. They actually have they should have recalls on like several parts but they just put this stuff together. You know what I'm saying? And he actually came forward with some other Boeing employees to reveal Boeing priorities profits over safety. But he also talked to TMZ as well. And this is what he had to say to them before making the TikTok.
One, this is not a 737 problem. It's a Boeing problem. Back in 2012, Boeing started removing inspection operations off their jobs. So it left the mechanics to buy off their own work. So what we're seeing with the door plug blowout is what I've seen with the rest of the airplane, as far as jobs not being completed properly, inspection steps being removed, issues being ignored.
So I'm sorry, I meant to say this before we play that audio. So in January, after an Alaska Airlines plane door panel blew off midair, that's what he had talked to them about it, because they were just trying to say it was a 737 problem. He was like, no, this is a Boeing problem, and I've seen this before. And listen, just this past week, 5 mechanical issues alone with Boeing airplanes have happened. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful when you flying, when you booking these flights. And you just always want to be careful. But I just feel like the death, and even after his death is so crazy, even after his lawyer said like he was in good spirits, he was fine, like he was moving on with another job, he retired or whatever, but he was moving on and everything, and then you just find him in a hotel parking lot dead, from gunshot wound to the head. Crazy.
Well, God bless him, sending him and his family healing energy. It's tragic either way, whether it was self-inflicted or somebody off them for being a whistleblower. It's terrible either way.
Absolutely. So I gotta cancel my flights this weekend. All right, look, 2 pilots fall asleep mid-flight. This is another flight, y'all. Listen, y'all never know what's going on.
You trying to make airplane stock drop this morning?
Listen. Y'all need to get down to the nitty-gritty of this stuff and stop playing all the time. Look, because you be on planes a lot. All right, you be all jet flying and all that, and I just want you to be safe because you're my brother. All right, me and Envy, we don't really go nowhere. So you never know what's going on these flights. 2 flights of an Indonesian airline were investigated for falling asleep mid-flight.
Damn.
Yep. Both pilots were asleep at the same damn time for 30 minutes. Now, how it happened was the commanding pilot asked the second in command if he can take a nap because he was tired, and he was like, yeah, I got you, for the first leg. All right, cool. So when he woke up, he was like, all right, you ready to take your nap? And he was like, yeah. And he fell asleep like 15 minutes after the guy fell asleep. After the first one fell asleep, right? Now, the primary pilot had 35 hours of rest time before the flight. And the secondary pilot had 53 hours of rest time before the flight. The secondary pilot said that he's a new father to 1-month-old twins. And he had to wake up several times the night before the flight to help care for his kids because they were in between a move. They was moving.
Yeah, just because you got the rest time don't mean you resting.
That means you sleeping, yeah.
Exactly, but you also supposed to relay that. It's other pilots that they could have put in your place.
Right.
You flying. It was 150 people on the plane. No one was injured, but that could have resulted. You know what I'm saying? Because
something bad.
It's something bad. And the air control people was trying to contact them for 30 minutes, right? And they had and they had ventured off, and they was on another path. And they could have crashed into another damn
they went in another
plane,
route. So
a whole nother route, like they was going somewhere else. And then meanwhile, the passengers in the back, just not knowing what's going on.
That's right.
I thought they have autopilot in a lot of them planes where once they get to a certain level.
Contrary to what people are led to believe, flying remains a very hands-on operation.
That was crazy. The cockpit of the plane is supposed to be checked every half hour, but the investigation found that there was an absence of detailed procedure that might have made the cockpit check policy unable to be implemented. I ain't reading all that because that's not the nitty-gritty of it. Look.
Somebody, never mind.
What?
No, I don't care real quick. Hold up. Both pilots have been suspended, though. And you know what's also crazy? The first pilot was identified, but the secondary pilot, he wanted to stay anonymous, and he was able to stay anonymous. How are you able to do that? That's crazy. The safety board is recommending for airlines to do more extensive personal checklists for pilots, but for flights, though. But I think that's totally crazy. So y'all just be careful where y'all flying at. What's your text about? What?
Well, you know I'm from South Carolina. That's home. But see, I don't know if somebody texting me to be funny right now because they think that I'm going to say this on the air.
What?
What they say?
They said that the whistleblower left a note saying have him buried. Oh, never mind.
John Barnett?
Never mind.
You talking about John Barnett?
Yes.
No, don't start it and not finish it since you want to be a clown about it. This man is dead. What happened?
No. I'll let you see it afterwards. But because I just asked, can I report that? And they said, no, don't say it because it'll be headline news. So I'll tell you later.
Oh, yeah. Don't mess up my news. Yes. Don't corrupt my news with all y'all jokes and plans.
No, this ain't jokes. This is a real thing that happened, but it just happens to be funny.
Oh, my God.
When I show you what it is, you gonna laugh.
I hate being a comedian. I'm telling you.
Don't ever hate having a sense of humor.
Oh my God.
Some things are just funny. Okay,
that is Jess With The Mess.
Regardless of how tragic the situation can be,
I can't deal with this
if there's a fun, okay, you know what? I'm gonna watch this. Don't say nothing. Don't say it.
I'm not.
You gonna tell her not to say it? Y'all both say everything online.
I can get fired. I ain't trying to do that.
See, y'all play too much. All right, when we come back,
oh my God,
we
got front page news. When we come back,
see what I'm saying? And I'm glad they texted me back and said don't say nothing because I damn sure was about to say that.
And I bet you he did not say that. Because he didn't know he was going to take his own life. He didn't know.
I don't know.
Front page news is next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.